Hi, in this session on intermittent fasting, IF as we call it for short, I'll be talking about the different methods, the health benefits, and how to get the best results in two parts. Part 1 covers the concept and part 2 covers the benefits. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern that cycles between periods of fasting and eating. It is one of the most followed health and fitness trends. It doesn't really specify which foods one should eat, but rather focuses on an eating window. In this respect, it's not a diet, but more an eating pattern. Common intermittent fasting methods involve daily 16-hour fasts. Fasting has been a practice throughout ancient times. Ancient hunter-gatherers didn't have any kind of markets, refrigerators, nor was food available throughout the year. As a result, humans evolved to be able to function without food for extended periods of time. In fact, fasting is probably more natural than eating frequent meals every 3 hours. The most popular methods are the 16:8 method, also called as the Lean Gains protocol. It involves skipping breakfast and restricting your daily eating period to an 8-hour window, for example 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Then you fast for the remaining 16 hours. The Eat Stop Eat method. Now this involves fasting for 24 hours, once or twice a week, for example, by not eating from dinner one day until dinner the next day. Most people find the 16:8 method to be the simplest, most sustainable and easiest to stick to. I find it convenient too, as any which ways we are used to fasting for about 12 hours on a regular basis. The idea is to increase the fasting period so that our hormone insulin is kept low and that causes fat from our stores to be released. Now, the concept that breakfast is important to kickstart your metabolism is old and outdated. That theory was based on 2 points. 1. If you starve for too long, you will lose control over your next meal and end up eating more. And 2. Since it's your first meal after the overnight fast, the body would break muscle down if you do not eat as soon as you wake up. Both these points relate to a carb-based diet and can be tackled as such. 1. If we focus on nutrients that keep us full longer, like fat and protein, and add some fiber, our cravings and hunger can be controlled. Too many carbohydrates cause insulin spikes and fluctuations in blood sugar, making us hungry every 2 to 3 hours. Carbs actually stimulate insulin and store fat, just the opposite of what we are trying to achieve with intermittent fasting. The second way is, if we can make our bodies efficient at releasing fat, then there is enough fuel to preserve our muscles from breaking down for energy when we are fasting. That removes the need to eat immediately as we wake up, or even eat every 2 to 3 hours. Now, what can you drink during the fasting period? As a general rule of thumb, it should be just water with salts. If you need your tea or coffee in the fasting period, stick to black tea or coffee without sugar and milk. You can also take some lemon water with salt. What about exercise? Now, lots of people fast for long periods and are unable to keep up with a good exercise program. Any diet without a structured exercise program is only half the effort. You can definitely incorporate an intense workout program when you follow intermittent fasting. You can exercise in your fasting window too, but the diet must be carefully planned to meet all your needs. Exercise maintains muscle and improves insulin sensitivity and will enhance your results. What are the things to watch out for when you're following this? 1. Hunger. It's the initial side effect, and one may feel weak and lethargic when you begin. Now, this is temporary, as it can take some time for your body to adapt to the new eating pattern. 2. You may want to keep your sodium and fluid intake liberal, as there is a tendency for both to drop on the diet. Number 3. For those fasting for a really long period, like say for more than a day, you must break it with easily digestible options like whey, curd, egg whites, coconut water, green salads, soup or broths, moving on to larger, heavier meals, because there may be electrolyte shifts, for example sodium, potassium, phosphorus and magnesium, that need to be kept in check when your refeeding starts. 4. Do not slack on your protein intake as long fasts do break muscle down. 5. If you have a medical condition, you should consult a qualified dietitian before trying it. This is important if you have diabetes, low blood pressure, you take medications for certain health conditions, you have a history of eating disorders, or women who are trying to conceive or who are breastfeeding. What should you be eating in your feeding window? In the second part, I'll elaborate more on the benefits of intermittent fasting and the type of diet that gives you the best results. If you like this video, please like, comment and share. You may also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more updates.